Well, hello there, SPAC friends and family. It is Tuesday, shortly after 2 o'clock here on the West Coast, and you know it must be time for SPAC Chat. And today we are launching our community mic, where every voice has a seat at the table. So basically, we don't have a topic. It's an open forum. We're kind of rolling back to what we did when we first started SPAC Chat, which was born out of COVID. You remember that time period when all of a sudden we realized we were going to be locked in home and we didn't know what to do? Well, we opened up Zoom and broadcasted only to one place back then on Facebook, just so that we could get on together with our fellow attendees and members and discuss what was going on in the world and how we were going to handle it in business. So one of our requests last year was to bring back the open forum. So we have a link. It's on our website. It has been emailed out. If you need it, let me know. It's a Google form. You sign up. You let me know what month you're available, and I send you the invite link. So we are waiting for one sign up from a gentleman named Jesse from Nebraska. So we're hoping that he's going to show up. We've got a few people on here, but let me first of all bring to the table our host, Calvin Harrell. Calvin, hello.
Well, good afternoon, Miss Corey. I hope you're doing well.
I am.
We are, they call it the dog days at the end of the year, but boy, it's the dog days right now. We're all gearing up for a new year. We expect to have great success over the course of the year, and we certainly hope everybody in our realm in this organization has success through the next year. This is a return to the original purposes of the SPAC Chat, and that was just a forum where we would have regular communication, discuss hot topics, things that are coming up, challenges that individuals are having. How are we going to pivot our businesses to generate revenue during a time that in some parts of the country, schools were shut down completely and everything was homeschooling, so we weren't having access for a host of things, and revenue was impacted as a result of that. So this is a great part of what we do, and that is just let's talk, let's communicate, let's share ideas and what we can do to better improve not only our industry but ourselves, and how do we expand the marketplace for ourselves. To give you a little more insight into it, it's during the course of the pandemic, many photographers pivoted into selling printed goods and services, be they lawn signs, be they floor stickers, stand 6 feet apart, be they whatever we could figure out to sell to schools and organizations. We certainly made that pivot, and some of us are here and proud to have survived that challenge.
Calvin,
and so here we are, bringing it back.
Do you remember that was where the lawn signs for graduates was born, was out of COVID, because those parents were really very upset that their kids were going to lose this experience of the graduation. And so we're like, what could we do? And that's when we born, and those lawn signs are still going strong today.
Yeah, I think the lawn sign was introduced, but it didn't have market acceptance in a large volume way. And what this did was there was funding available from the feds during the course of pandemic to support a lot of different things. And so schools actually started purchasing lawn signs for every kid in the class. We had schools that purchased for every kid in the school to say, I'm a proud student of such and such a school or whatever it was. But it was an easy sell because if they don't use the money, they lose the money. So they were trying to figure out, how do we spend this money? Well, we can help you do that.
So, Calvin, real quick before we get rolling, I just always want to start off the top of the broadcast and let you all know that early bird registration is now open. Yeah. Okay, what does that mean? This is the lowest price. It is actually priced below our cost per attendee. So it's the great time to lock in that low price. Hotel link is also the discounted hotel link is also up on the website as well. Now, everyone asks, Corey, what about the speakers? What about the agenda? Who's going to be talking? What are they talking about? Give us a month, folks. We just got all of those tons of submissions.
But Corey, here's the challenge that I have with that. And it might be an old school mentality. But if I enroll into a university, I'm not typically enrolling based on the one class or who's going to speak, who's going to present. I'm enrolling for the comprehensive educational experience. And this is the same thing. We have to look at it in that way. The investment that's made here, and I think, what is it, 450, 499 or something? I'm not even sure.
449 for early
449.
right.
So 449 plus the cost of hotel and transportation. It is such a low bar when we talk about investing in ourselves and investing in a way to help us improve the outcomes that we desire in our own small businesses. There's nothing like coming together and breaking bread, which we do a lot of, not only breaking bread, but being able to say, hey, look, I'm having a problem with X, Y, and Z. Even as we started to talk this morning, as we geared up this evening for where one of our guests are, Laura Wagner, and she shared that she still uses paper envelopes for paper flyers to go because some of the schools are asking for it. And we've experienced the exact same thing. We had an unbelievable drop in revenue when we first went full digital and said, hey, everybody will go online. Well, participation went down. Yes, order volume went up, but we're also very conscious that when volume goes up, order volume went down, order revenue went up, the per order revenue. I think some people call it average order value went up. But when you had far fewer people actually ordering, were we really reaching the broad audience that we had the capacity to reach? And so we brought back envelopes, and certainly that revenue returned. Now it's a combination, and of course we have to navigate through that, but it works. So those are the types of discussions, the things that help us understand more about not only our industry, but consumer behavior. We oftentimes get caught up in the hook and the excitement of something new. Digital was one of those things. It is new and it's here to stay. We can't get away from it. And yes, they steal images online, and they've been stealing proofs since the 1970s. You put a big old stamp on the front of it that says proof with some ink that they said they couldn't remove. Oh, yes, they could. It's surprising what mamas will figure out how to do to take what is rightfully ours, and chasing them becomes a nightmare. But all that said, the purpose of SPAC Chat and these types of engagements, the purpose of our conference and the investment that you make in your time and your resources is to improve your business outcomes. So, I mean, that's a rant maybe for some people, but at the end of the day, Cora, the price is the price of a few picture packages when it comes down to it.
Attention, because everyone thinks it. I'm letting them know by mid-September we'll have pretty much the agenda for the general education done. We're getting really close to announce our pre-con. I want to tell you again, look for that announcement next week. There are some limited only pre-cons. We've really stepped up the bar this year. I'm anticipating blowing your minds next week. So make sure you look for that and sign up for those 2 workshops that we're offering early. Again, seats are limited. I'll have more details next week on that. I do want to remind you all that we have the same amount of time at SPAC. We just shifted everything up a day. So excursions will be on Monday. So if you're looking at planning your flights or anything like that, these are the dates that you want to go ahead and remember. I've got them posted everywhere on our website, on all of our socials. And if you don't know where it is, you know how to reach me. Okay, now let's get on to some nitty gritty here. So real quick, I want to start off by talking about one of our returning programs that we think has been really valuable for our community, and that is our attendee scholarship. And I'm also going to bring Laura Wagner to the table here. Laura is our volunteer who oversees all of our scholarship recipients. She's your liaison. All of our scholarship recipients will get her email, and she will be able to answer those questions that many first-time attendees have. And this year, she's also going to be offering some coaching to help you select the best classes for what you need for your business. So, Laura, welcome to SPAC Chat.
Hello.
Hey there, Miss Laura.
How are you?
I'm well. What part of the country are you in?
Michigan.
Michigan. And how's
Eastern,
the, what, say that again?
I said Eastern time zone, so it's 5 o'clock.
It's 5 o'clock. It's almost quitting time for some. Very, very good. Laura, you need to tell us what you're doing relative to the SPAC attendee scholarship program for this year. First time attendee is a program that we established and we collect donations for, as well as the board authorizes a certain number of participants that we give scholarships to. And I think last year we gave 35 scholarships or something. I don't know what the exact number is, but it's a substantial number of scholarships for first-time attendees. We certainly hope that it parlays into their coming in the future because they find value in it that first year. So tell us a little bit about the scholarship program that you're going to run.
So I actually spoke with Corey about this. We just had a one-on-one meeting, and I just felt that I wasn't being utilized enough for what my role is there. So I told her that I felt my very first year of doing it, I had people coming up to me asking what classes they should take, what they're doing, what their business goal was. And I actually set up a program for them and they followed it to a T. And one of them is very successful. The other one, I haven't seen them back at SPAC, but I know from what I've seen, because they actually requested me to be a friend on Facebook and I've been following their journey, they are doing what they want to do. So I told Corey the last couple of years, I felt disconnected almost a little bit with some of our scholarship recipients. And I didn't want that because I was a scholarship recipient. And I actually felt the very first time that I attended disconnected as well. I'm from a very, very small community, not outgoing. I mean, I am, but I'm not. So it was very hard for me to navigate to other people in the community of SPAC. And instead, I kind of gravitated to the people that I already knew.
Sure.
And I didn't actually really evolve until that second year that I showed up. Well, actually, I took a year off because of COVID. I came in 2019. Well, it was the start of 2020, and then the world shut down that March. And then the following year, I didn't come at all just because there's so many unknowns. I just didn't want to put myself out there. And I came back the following year after that, and I've been back ever since. And I applied for a board membership or a board position, I guess you could say. In speaking with Beth, she just kind of said, I have an actual position that I think that you would benefit from. And she presented it to everybody on the board, and everybody agreed that that's kind of where I need to be. And I love it. I actually...
So let me get clarity. So you're actually working with first-time attendees even before they get there, even before they get a scholarship.
That is my goal.
Right, so that they can share with you, hey, this is what I'm trying to determine what I need to do. Who do I need to talk to? You're a college counselor. Yes. You know, you and as I said, it's a SPAC university. Yes. And you're the college counselor to say, hey, you're going to need this to get where you want to go. Go talk to this professor. So that's a very wonderful. I would suggest that the board made an extraordinarily wise decision because you take the bull by the horns and run with it. We truly appreciate you, Laura. We really do.
I do. And I hope this year, I know that they had like some roundtables during the conference. I'm kind of hoping to maybe step into one of those roles as well. Just to kind of have those first timers come back in and say, okay, we did what you said, but we feel that we need to shift a little. How do I make that shift? So I'm kind of hoping, and I think I emailed Corey about that as well.
Yep. We got a roundtable for you.
Wonderful. So it's almost like you set up a concierge type service for first time attendees, and you check in with them at the beginning. You'll check in with them each evening, etc.
Each evening.
That's extraordinary. That's extraordinary.
And
Thank
y'all
you.
can have my personal number.
Yep. It was so necessary as we grow as a community.
Sure.
What is so important is SPAC. We don't want to grow and get less personal. We are a community that thrives because of each other. So making sure that people had go-tos to go to. And Laura has been really incredible on that. She's also on some of the volume boards online. So she sees what people are asking. And it's really, really wonderful. So everybody knows who Laura is. Okay, let's move on to our another guest we have here. I'm going to bring Ricky to the room. Come on up, Ricky. Ricky and I just saw each other in Vegas.
There we go. I'm unmuted. I'm muted. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm on Central Time, so I'm still at work.
Well, we're on the Pacific Coast, baby. You know we're going to be at work for a while. And Nikki Dew, holy smokes, she got a whole day work ahead of her. She's in Hawaii. So
I just saw Ricky at IPIC. We both were there, which is the International Print and Imaging Conference.
Yes.
They're kind of a buyers group, wouldn't you say, Ricky? Would you say that that's what primarily they are, buyers group?
Yes.
Most of the attendees there are they own retail like photo stores, from what I'm understanding. But Ricky goes because he's one of our attendees who does a lot of self-fulfillment.
Yes. He's been doing self-fulfillment for quite some time.
Yes, we have.
I've been saying there's a pendulum, and the pendulum is swinging back to that.
That's right.
It's been great for me. 28 years, even when I first started, I decided I wanted to reinvest back into the business. So I purchased my lab, and I've been using the lab, and I constantly use the lab because I can go walk to the back of my building and turn the lab on and print what I need to print. And that's been a plus for me. I still outsource some things, but 90% of the work that we do, and I heard Calvin speak of this earlier about the paper product and the envelopes going out. I do pre-sale, do prepaid, and we still do some online stuff, but 90% of my schools, they like the prepaid. So I can get the envelopes back the same day, process their pictures. Turnaround time is 3 to 5 days. Sometimes it take a week, but for the most part, I have control of my pictures going in and out. And if there's a problem, I can address that problem the same day and get it returned and get it fixed. And my schools love it. It's a custom. It's a personal relationship that I built with my school, and having my own lab has been a plus for me. And my teamwork, my team members, they all know how to run our product. So we do from our regular prints, we do our canvas, we do sublimation. We just purchased a DTF machine, so we're going to be doing that in-house. We print booklets in-house, invitation posters, all of that is in our house that we have control of, and our graphic department, and we are very pleased with what we're doing.
Outstanding. I understand that you're going to be installing some new printers, multiple stack printers. I spoke to that when I said the cost of startup or getting into your own production facility. You literally can do it in a bedroom or in a garage nowadays, where it would take a plant. I mean, when we talked about cine processors for film, which were 15 feet long to get any, to speed, and cine processors for paper, for roll paper that came off of a separate printer. Each of these units costs tens of thousands of dollars. Nowadays, from your desktop computer, you can send images over by way of software, certainly. You can send images directly to a printer that costs you $2,000, and you'd be hard pressed to see the difference in quality. And you eliminate issues related to environment. I know it might not be important in many parts of the country, but in California, we have very stringent EPA concerns. So getting away from silver disposal and that sort of thing is certainly a great thing that the new technology or newer technology allows. What equipment are you picking up to do your in-house printing yourself?
We just picked up the Epson 1070, and then we also have the 24-inch Epson printer. We got it from one of the SPAC vendors that come and sell, Jeff Klein of Armadella. and he's working with me to get everything set up. So this week I would basically have stuff rolling out this week, because we actually I got some school pictures that we need to get out. So he's helping me set everything up with darkroom and the Epson controller.
You know, what's interesting too, Ricky, and those of us that are seasoned, shall we say, you said 27 years, you know, that you've been doing it, and you've been doing production for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
What makes you, I'm just going to ask this question, what makes you driven to say, I'm reinvesting and I'm going to start doing my own finishing, do more work myself through new technology? Because at a certain point, folks say, I'm going to retire. Well, it's not a word that I've used very often. I don't know what the word really means, because I prefer to have revenue.
Well, I've been driven. When I was in college, I had the opportunity to take a photography course, and we processed with the lab, with the tongues and the paper, the spool, and all of that stuff. The going through the magic, and boom, there it is. Okay, so I've been driven by that for so long, and I realized that what it was costing me to process stuff outside, I said, how can I get my hands on it? And I kept watching labs that I go to and drop my film off. I was like, I really want to do that for myself. And I just kept putting money back into the business. And I say, if they can do it, I can do it. And then I can have more control of what I'm doing. Not to say that they didn't help me, but they did help me. But I wanted a little bit more control of my in and out, because they machines go down, boom. Okay, but
or
my machines
shipping
go
goes
down,
or any kind of variable that comes in. I mean, we've got some phenomenal labs that support SPAC and support the industry. I don't even want to name the names, because I don't want to forget one of them, because every one of them is important to not only SPAC but the overall industry. We've got phenomenal labs that put out phenomenal quality,
yes.
And they give service. I mean, I get really confused when I see some people moaning and groaning about one customer's order didn't get finished properly. And it's like, would you pay for that customer's order and get it reshipped if necessary? Don't stop bitching and moaning. Get the job done. Be solutions oriented. Laura, do you do any of your finishing in-house?
I used to. I had a DX something Fuji. I can't remember what it was. But it kept clogging, and I got really, really upset with it. So I sold it, and then I decided that I was done doing in-house stuff. However, my son is autistic, and he started a magnet business where he makes his own little 2x2 magnets, or the 3-inch magnets, or he has a 1-inch magnet too that he makes with like maps. Like he cuts out maps and then makes them into magnets, and he just hands them out to people. But I actually went and bought an Epson 8550 to print for him.
Yeah.
So that way he can do everything in-house. He has his own magnet makers and all that stuff. So that's the only thing that I'm doing in-house at this point. Got it.
And the reason you got out of it doing your in-house production was simply because the upkeep and maintenance on the equipment was a pain.
It was too much. It was way too much, because I logistically, I work a school year. So I start in August and I'm done in May. So June, July, and then part of August, I was not doing anything. Right. So it's just sitting and stuff's getting clogged. And
absolutely.
It just got to the point where it was too much of a hassle, and the maintenance was just a headache for me. So I said, enough's enough. I'm just going to send everything out. So I just upped my prices just a teeny tiny bit to cover that. And that's where I'm at.
So see, there's two sides. You know, it's a matter of where you are with your business as to what direction you want to take it. Right. It's just there's multiple ways to do this business and multiple people that have already experienced whatever you're thinking about.
Yeah.
Trust me, there's not that many new, really industry changing, evolutionary products that we as individuals are figuring out. You know,
My husband always says to me, why try to reinvent the wheel when somebody's already invented it?
Yeah.
and that's the value.
You can pivot.
Yes.
He said, you can pivot, but there's no sense of reinventing a wheel.
He's 100% right. And reinventing the wheel is also use your resources. SPAC is a resource. The connections that you make with SPAC are resources. So you've got to, it is to your best advantage.
Yes.
As
And
an
for me,
attendee, as an industry member, go ahead.
And I've made a ton of connections with labs.
Sure.
I have three labs now that I rotate, that I use. So one year I use one lab, the next year I use another lab, the following year I'm in a rotation for these labs. And I can go to the conference and they know me just by seeing me. They, not because I'm on here, but because they know me and they know my work that I'm putting out. So
you've been able to make the
nice.
connection.
Yes.
You know, I say that all the time on a lot of volume boards. Everyone's like, who are you using for this? Or what are you using for that? SPAC is the perfect opportunity to come and interview them all.
Yeah.
And find out the right fit. Like you guys were just talking about, not one way is the correct way, right? It's what works for you, your business, your area, how many employees you have, if you're an independent operator, like all these factors go into it. And SPAC, all we do is try to provide you the best in the business.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what other challenges are you seeing? You're in the primarily sports. Do you do schools also, Laura?
So I only do sports.
Okay.
I have zero desire to do schools. I will send out stuff for schools just because I kind of want my name to be relevant more than anything.
Okay.
I know that I'll never compete with my biggest competitor in my area is GPI, who attends SPAC, who I've met with. And there's another one down in like the Ann Arbor area. I can't remember what his name is. So sports is kind of my thing, and I really don't want to like change lanes, I guess you could say. So
okay.
That's great.
I just do sports.
Right. And that's beautiful.
And
what are you finding to be the challenge that you're having or the sports market has as technology has changed, as parents have ability to shoot themselves with a cell phone, as they can load stuff up online? Hell, I saw recently a Facebook ad came across with a trading card, $35 for a trading card in a plastic case with a foil overlay, a transparent foil overlay. And I'm like, holy smokes. Let me see. Sign 365. I got $2 for 54 trading cards. The foil overlay would cost about 2 cents to just do one or two of them. The plastic case is on Alibaba for about $1.99 if you buy 50 of them. You know, it's like, wait a minute, there's $3.50 worth of product they're selling for 35. That's a beautiful margin.
So honestly, I don't look at everybody's challenges or like what my competition's doing or any of that kind of stuff. I just know my quality is there. I'm consistent. I haven't raised prices in 3 years.
Wow.
And I'm profitable. And that's all that matters to me. So I know that moms have cameras. Everybody has a camera.
That's right.
So I'm just providing them with a good service. I have a very, very good communication with all of my clients, all of my leagues, my parents. I try to be as open as I can. a lot of parents actually, when they see me out at like my son's sporting events, if they have an issue, they are actually stopping themselves from coming up to talk business with me. And they will email me or call me. So I really have given that boundary. So parents are, and even other professionals are respecting me and respecting my space.
And that's
So
one of the benefits
I
of being
really don't, I don't care what they're doing. I don't care that all this stuff is out there. It's not going to change how I do my business.
I wouldn't suggest it does. I'm sorry if I implied that. No, it's just a matter of
everybody's going to be doing that stuff. I mean, everybody's evolving. Everybody wants to be a DIYer. But a lot of DIYers fail because they don't have the time, they don't have the commitment to it, and a lot of people don't have the money once they realize how much they have to invest to make it happen.
Yeah. And on the DIY side, they want the DIY, and it's fine for the onesie twosie. But when they talk about trying to do a volume, good luck. And you know, we see people going in and out constantly because they can put together some great samples. Hell, you can put backgrounds on the with GPT and say, look at this, I can do this for your whole squad.
Right, but then you have like a white spot right here because it's not fully cutting out or any of that kind of stuff. So I just don't. I don't even worry about any of that stuff anymore. I actually, this summer I took Facebook off my phone, Instagram off my phone. All of the social media stuff I took off my phone, and it's been the most freeing thing for me.
Oh my gosh!
I'm not constantly scrolling and looking at what my competitor's doing or what I need to change to try to get this league. I'm just
Corey. Did you hear that? She cut off all of her social media. Do you know what that would do to you? Ricky,
I just don't.
Go ahead. I get it. We get it. No, if you can find peace, and part of that thing that you're getting is also because you're in a more concentrated community. It's a smaller community, and so they know the boundaries. There's a different level of courtesy than we find in urban areas. I mean, just put it in simple terms.
I'm in a very rural area.
Yeah, folks have a problem. And if they know who you are, they'll walk up and say, here's my problem. It's like, what can I do about that here at this social event? I'm not going to remember your name. Call the office. Now you're considered an asshole. Well, I've been that a long time, so it's okay. Nothing new. Ricky, what challenges are you seeing that you're having or that you see as a challenge for the industry? And let's put it out there what you're seeing from where you are in Alabama. Are you seeing any?
Wait,
okay, you're muted. Your mic is off.
Wrong mic. No, you're not. Now you're muted. There, you should be back. You got the right microphone?
Ricky, can you hear us? No, we can't hear you at all.
Okay, Calvin, I know one. I know a trouble. I know a stumbling block right now for a lot of people in schools.
What?
And that is because the staff at school districts have been cut so severely because of budget restraints.
Yes.
A lot of people are struggling to get the data from the schools that they need because the role has changed or someone else is doing it or someone new is filling in because someone left and they don't know how to get you what you need.
Yep. Well, we've done. Yeah, we have a standard document that we send for data requests. It gives it gives us some coverage for liability purposes. It just asks for the specific data that we need and what our purpose for that data is. But you're 100% right. Additional to that general document, There's a link to a video on how you download from Aries or Power School or whatever, with the steps that someone would take to combat that challenge that you just mentioned about somebody new coming in and not knowing how to access the information in their computer system. It's unfortunate that the schools don't do that, but we've taken it upon ourselves to, here's your link, and you're using you're using Aries. Click on this link, it'll show you how to download, and these are the fields we need. And that's how we've been able to combat it. So yes, you're right, Corey. There's a big transition, and it's nationwide with education, in that schools are reducing personnel, and it's not over. Let's just say that. It's not over. The other reason that we implemented it many years ago, the video, it's a YouTube video type thing. The other reason we implemented it was because even during the course of the year, people would, she's out for maternity leave, he's out for paternity, whatever it might be. And the person that was in charge, your point of contact for data, not necessarily the point of contact for the account, but for data, was no longer available. And we'd have to wait however long. So by giving it as a video, email, a video in an email, a link, I should say, it just streamlined that whole process for us, which was good.
Calvin, did you make a video for every single school information system and then you send them the appropriate one, or was it a general one?
It is not for every single. There's video for a couple of them, and those links are on the page. There's a written explanation for the rest. Our primary are Aries and Power School. So it's those two. I think there's one other one, but our primary is Aries and Power School. And then we give them written instruction on, this is the data we need. And interestingly, while those videos show specific for those softwares, much of the process steps are the same. They have an understanding of what they need to get, and they can apply it to the program that they're in. So that's been the positive on that side. We got Ricky coming in and out.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with.
Oh, we got you now, Ricky.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Corey, to piggyback, that's been our problem here as well. Matter of fact, I lost the school. We submitted the data to the principal. No one knew how to upload the data to their source, so he blamed us. He said, well, you all didn't put it in my system. I said, sir, that's not what we do. We provide it back to you so you can insert it back into your Power School. So it was a mess there. I'm not sure what's going on with my video, y'all, but it's a mess. Yeah, it's been part of mine, but that's part of my key that I get into my schools. I want to ensure them that Power School is a must. Power School is a safety tool for all of our schools, and how we can help you maintain that safetiness for your schools. If little Ricky's come up missing, I need you to pull Ricky picture up, not a cell phone picture, but a good military shot picture that he or she can identify, the police can identify, and we can get to this kid. And some schools understand that, and some schools like, well, our Power School ain't been up to date. Well, you need it up to date.
Yes.
You need it up to date.
You know, it's funny that you mentioned this, and it's a sideline, but you know, people scream about the use of facial recognition and that sort of thing. But if their kid was missing, they wouldn't hesitate to say, scan my kid's picture, put it out online, get it out everywhere you can. It's just, you know, all of these things are, you know, it's a sword with two sharp edges. It don't matter which side you're on. It's going to be a sharp edge that you're not going to like some parts of it. It might cut. But at the end of the day, you need that sword to protect yourself in the real world. So that's an interesting take on a principle that says you need to upload my images. No, that's a district process. Yes. If it's not at the school site, it's district, because I don't have direct access to your systems, yes, and you don't want me to have direct access to your systems, nor do we want to have access to your systems. Lock that up. We're not involved in that part. Here's your images. Thank you very much. We love you.
Calvin, I was just talking with another administrator at this conference I was at, and someone said, you know, are those pictures going to be necessary? And the administrator said, You know, in the cume file, first of all, that follows that kid everywhere. You move states, you move counties, it follows them. It's everything that they need to have regarding that student. And this administrator said that oftentimes I'll get a student who might be like a freshman or an 8th grader and having some behavior issues. And he says he'll go into the cume file and he can literally see what grade the kid stopped smiling. And then he goes back into the file to find out what happened in 4th grade. And then he can read, oh, this kid was teased because of his reading ability or whatever. And sometimes administrators use that to backtrack of what the situation may be.
Wow.
So we don't think about that, but it's evident in their cume files.
Well, but that's interesting because many schools don't use cume file pictures anymore. They figure they bought in, it's on the computer. But does that information transition to a new school site or a new school system that may not be using the same tools and software? That's
He mentioned that most school districts now, since we've gone digital, have scanned all cume files digitally, although the actual files are kept for 7 years. But you can still access that same random photos, which is, that's why they love those cume file stickers.
Well, I think that's a very valuable sales point for anybody that's doing, especially elementary schools, because sometimes the school says we don't need that, but you just presented a sales benefit for it. And if their existing vendor is not providing it, it's a differentiator. So thank you for sharing that with us, Corey, because that one by itself is that's a valuable tool right there. That's very valuable. All right, Corey.
Okay. So I think you're rounding it up.
Right. So since there are no challenges that we're facing other than the labor challenge is well, the labor challenge. And Laura, I'm not sure. You bring other personnel on. Do you have a challenge with your labor?
So I typically am just me. And sometimes my husband will come along and do like the check-in process. But I actually outsource my check-in I put it on my league and make them check the teams and the players in. And the reason why I do that is because they know them, I don't. And then they also supply me with a poser. And if it's a big enough shoot, I will have 2 stations. And that's when I have to hire somebody. And lately I've been running into some scheduling conflicts. So that's a bit of a challenge. My 2 largest leagues this fall so far, it is just going to be me. And so I have broken it down into 2 separate weekends just because that's just what I have to do. And I've explained to them like, hey, sorry, people just they're not available. My regular people are not available. So this is what I have to do. And
it works.
Some are okay with it. So
it works, and you keep your labor costs down to just you. And what the heck? Why not pay yourself?
Yeah.
So no, I absolutely get it. You got a nice husband though. You got a nice husband. He comes to work.
He's actually coming to SPAC this year for the very first time. So he is coming. I don't know if he is going to get a ticket or not. I haven't decided if I'm going to spend the money for him to do it, or he's never been to Vegas. It's on a bucket list for him. And I said, what a perfect opportunity for you to come out with me. So I want him to experience it. He knows a lot of the volume people already because of deal.
If you simply pay him for coming to help you,
right,
but you put it into an account for this expense,
right,
and he'd be paying for his own stuff, so you have to pay for it.
Right. So he's coming, and then the only struggle that we have is he farms for a living. He's a 3rd generation farmer. So the only struggle that we have is his busy time is my busy time. But our slow time is both of our slow time. So it's kind of nice.
That's nice.
So it works.
It works out. It's a balance.
So yeah, so it's balance. Yep. And
Outstanding.
we just kind of yeah. So right now I'm just trying to figure out, do you want to go to the classes and hang out in the hallway with the people and watch me mingle, or do you want to like go, like I'll set you up on excursions and just you go tour Vegas? And he's not sure yet what he wants to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Well, we
That's it.
will certainly, there's more
can't hear
than,
you,
there's a
Corey.
few husbands and spouses who come along. We know them well. A lot of them know each other well now because they do fun things too. So that's great to hear. So thank you, Laura, for being here today. Thank you also as well for the role that you've stepped into. Again, I always like to mention SPAC is a nonprofit organization. Everybody from our executive board, our speakers, people like Laura, they're all volunteer. So I always like to appreciate them, because that, I think, is also what makes our community such a nice, blended, diverse, and really hearty group of support.
Well, one of the things, Corey, with that is that we have stuck to our core foundational principles since the outset of the organization. It is very hard to do that in a world that says we should be capitalists in all of our endeavors. We need to just make as much money as we can. We should charge. Everybody can put on their own seminar. You know, we got all of this. I call it the noise out there, you know. But we have stayed true to our core principles, and that is community and improvement of our industry on the whole. Because as one of us rises, all of us can rise. So I am so proud of the organization for retaining that value proposition for its attendees. It really makes a difference.
Fantastic. Okay, so next week it's Tech Tuesday with Matt. I'm sure he has something up his sleeve. If you would like to be on our next community mic, it is the first Tuesday of the month. The link is on our website. It's on our Facebook page. It's everywhere. And if you can't find it, you know how to reach me. I'll send it to you. Again, open forum. Bring us your struggles. Come and brag. I mean, we also learn from people doing well, right? Bring it to us. We'll be more than happy to talk about it.
Hey, Corey, we need to get something on here on AI. We need to do a forum, a little conversation about how people are implementing it. And I'm not talking about graphics. That's almost passé at this point. Everybody can do graphics. I'm talking about actually building of tools that streamlines and makes our jobs easier, even at the expense of other people, personnel. And I know people are like, there's a whole lot of people that say, oh no, I like my people. I like my people too. But when they decide they don't want to work for me anymore, they don't work for me anymore. They walk up and go. So in the best interest of the business.
Your timing is pretty good, because you know what we're announcing next week, what's going to happen at SPAC. That is an incredible opportunity that the board has made a great investment in bringing to SPAC this year.
I recall now.
Yes, you know. So we will be having a lot more when that comes from. And it's not going to be a photographer talking about how they use AI. We went to the source. And it's going to be an incredible opportunity. So yes. So stay tuned. Bring
your computers is what you're telling them.
They have to. It's required for that workshop. So
there we have it. Okay. Well, look. So
two workshops that require laptops this year.
So again, we continue to evolve in addressing current issues in the present, not waiting to look at them historically. And I love it. That's wonderful. Yes. All right, Corey, I think we should wind it up now.
Thank you, Ricky. I don't know what happened to your camera, but thank you, Lori. Thank you again so much. And thank you to all of our viewers who viewed live, as well as everybody who's going to watch this on a rebroadcast.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us. Corey, have a wonderful day. Miss Laura, it's time to get off work. Go on and cook dinner or something, okay? Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.